Hello and welcome to Caldwell County Today. I'm Paige Counts, Public Information Officer for Caldwell County. Joining me today is April Austin from the Caldwell Senior Center. Welcome, April.
Thanks for having us.
April, September is National Senior Center Month.
Yes, it is.
And I know this year it's going to look a little bit different than it has in the past. Tell us about Senior Center Month.
Well, National Senior Center Month is an opportunity for us to recognize senior centers in the United States and what they do. And they are actually recognized by the Older Americans Act as a community focal point, and they are one of the most widely used services among older adults in the United States. So your senior centers across the nation do a tremendous amount of services and programs, and every senior center operates a little bit differently and tries to work to meet the needs of the community. But the theme is delivering vital connections. That's this year's theme for Senior Center Month, and maybe more important than ever than from what we're used to. Typically we do tons of activities and programs and things during September to kind of highlight that, and we're still going to do some of those, but again they look a little bit different. But we want to just kind of update you a little bit on senior center information, because it was kind of interesting that 70% of the senior center participants are female. Half of the people that come to senior centers live alone. And 75% of the senior center participants in normal circumstances attend activities or programs at their senior center more than one time a week. The average is like 3 times a week for people to come to the senior center to a program, a class, an activity. And research has shown that people who participate in programs actually learn to manage and delay the onset of chronic diseases and experience measurable improvements in physical, social, spiritual, emotional, mental, and economic well-being. So that's some pretty significant impact that senior centers are having on people. A lot of our participants here fit into all those criteria.
That's what I was going to say, because I know we have talked over the last few months about how your staff has missed your senior center participants. These are your friends.
They are our friends.
These are people that you are accustomed to seeing on multiple times during the week, and they're accustomed to seeing each other multiple times during the week. So COVID has really changed that for you.
Yes, and they are missing some of those vital connections that senior centers provide. Our participants in Caldwell County, a lot of them, their families maybe work, or they don't have family that's here locally, or maybe they just don't have family members that are still surviving, some of them. And they depend on those interactions at the senior center to have outlets and recreation and different things. And it really has been an impact on seniors to not have that service in the way that they're used to that service looking. We all, I think, have experienced some isolation and the impacts of that, and I think people are starting to realize perhaps what a lot of senior citizens have known all along, that social isolation is a very difficult experience. It impacts your health, it impacts your physical, emotional well-being, and I would say that a lot of us have learned, I know one of the things I've heard and talking about physical is people talking about how much weight they've gained during quarantine or working from home. I know I'm the same way. It's a lot easier to grab a snack every few minutes when you're working from home than it is when you're working somewhere else. Maybe they're not so readily available. But I think people have experienced that. People who are used to going to parties or going to movies or going to these different things, that it really impacts your well-being. And that's something that senior citizens, when they don't have access to senior centers, a lot of times miss as well. So I think people are starting to recognize that, and we really want to recognize the impact that our seniors have on our community and that our senior center has for people in the community as well.
And you have done a great job finding ways to fill some of those needs so people don't feel so isolated.
We are doing our very best to do that. That's true. And some of the services we provide ordinarily are still services we're providing. They just look different. Information and assistance, health, fitness, and wellness programs, coordination of those Older Americans Act services, which there are huge amounts of services through the Older Americans Act. We don't provide them all directly, but we help people coordinate to get those services. Social and recreational programs, volunteer and civic engagement, educational and arts programs. Those are just a few of the things that we do ordinarily that we're still doing. They just are virtual or maybe over the telephone, or we're doing a lot of different looks to our programs, but not necessarily so many different actual services and programs. We just had to kind of reinvent how we operate, and we're still trying to reach as many people as we can.
Right now, everything's virtual or over the phone, but as we look to the future and the hope that soon, and what soon, how that's defined, we don't know yet, you'll be able to open back up your building, but how will you continue to use some of these virtual services and the things you've learned from COVID?
So I think that we have learned that some of our seniors in our community weren't attending our senior center for various reasons. Perhaps they didn't have transportation, they had health problems that limited them from being able to come, financial issues that made it difficult for them to get there. There's a lot of things, and those people, some of them have been attending our virtual programs. So I think that's one thing that we learned. There was a need for virtual programming that we were not meeting, and we didn't realize that till we started doing things this way. So I think some of our programs will continue to be virtual. Some of our people enjoy the programming. We partner with different groups to provide programming, and one of the things, even for myself, that you're able to participate in things that are going on in other areas that you wouldn't be able to travel to. I'm actually taking a Tai Chi class in Ohio that I wouldn't be able to do ordinarily. So there's things that you can access. The Alzheimer's Association has some great programs that are being offered statewide, and people have been able to participate in those here and not leave their loved one that they're caring for, or so I think some of those things will continue to have some virtual options, some social media, YouTube, things like that we're doing for people to be able to access at their own time, their own convenience. And once we do come back, we know it's going to look different. We don't know exactly what it will look like yet, but we know it'll look different. And we want to make sure that we continue to offer virtual options or social media programming and things like that for people who want to participate in that.
And speaking of virtual programming, this is really not a virtual program. It can be, but STEP-TEMBER Fitness Challenge. Yep. This sounds like a lot of fun.
We hope that it will be a lot of fun. We did a walking club, the socially distant walking club, and we have some people still coming to walk at the senior center. But one of the things we heard, and we listen, when you tell us, we listen. So was first of all that we don't have very much shade, and it's been hot. And so walking at the senior center, unless you're doing it real early in the morning, sometimes it's too hot. It is flat. It's a nice surface if you want to walk somewhere that doesn't have any hills, but people wanted an opportunity to participate and walk in other locations. So the STEP-TEMBER Fitness Challenge is going to be open to anybody that wants to attend. We all know walking is great exercise for you. It lowers your blood pressure, reduces your blood glucose levels, maintains your flexibility, improves bone density, and lowers cholesterol. So we want people to still, get those great benefits, but we want you to be able to do it in a way that suits you. So we're going to do our STEP-TEMBER Fitness Challenge for the entire month of September, and you can walk anywhere you choose. You're going to count your steps starting September 1st, and you're going to record those and turn them into us, and we're going to have a variety of level of prizes. That's the fun part. So the numbers are due by Friday at 3 o'clock each week, and there'll be prizes given for the most steps taken each week. But let's say that you maybe aren't quite as active as some other people. We don't want you to be left out. So there will be other prizes for people who participate the most days, people who turn in their numbers on time every week, people who have an increase, maybe people who weren't walking so much at the beginning of the month but have had a percentage of increase at the end of the month. So we have a lot of prizes to give away, and we're going to do this for a variety of different categories. And the staff's going to be participating too. We're not getting the prizes, but we're going to be walking. And we want to see if we can reach a total senior center goal of 1,200,000 steps for the month of September. That sounds like a lot. We need 10 people to participate in that challenge, we think, to reach that goal for the month. So if we can get 10 people, we're going to adjust our goal if we get more people. So
this is not like the more people that participate, the fewer steps I have to take.
No. We're going to increase the goal if we have more participation. The more we have, but the more people we have, the more prizes we're going to give too. So we want people to sign up. Right now we have at least 4 already wanting to do it. So we're starting out pretty well, since we're not even into September yet. We will be, I guess, when this airs. But so we're really excited about that. And you have a variety of ways to count your steps. You can use a pedometer. You can use a fitness tracker, one of those wearable fitness trackers. Your smartphones and iPhones, all of those have free apps that you can count. You can choose how you want to track your steps. We are working on the honor system a little bit here, so we want you to kind of come up with a way that works for you. We will help you if you need. We actually have sent out an email to the people on our email list that has some resources for ways to track your steps, some information. But if you don't get our email or you don't have access to that, you can call us and we'll help you find some different ways that you might be able to track those steps, if you would like to participate. But we want people to participate even if they aren't on the internet, they don't have the internet, don't have smartphones. We want people to have different ways to do that. And you can call us and turn in your numbers, or you can email us, or you can stop by and tell us at the door. There's lots of different ways that people are going to be able to participate.
And how do people sign up?
They just need to start turning in their numbers on the first Friday. They don't actually have to register if they don't want to. You can call us and tell us you want to participate. That's fine. But we want numbers turned in every Friday during the month of September. So if you are if you decide you want to do it, you can actually join in the middle. You don't have to join at the beginning. We'll still count your steps for the time you participated. So.
That does sound like fun. And you also have virtual programs coming up. Some of these are normal programs that you do every month, but there may be some new ones in here. I'm not sure.
And one of the things I want to point out, I'm going to say it right here at the beginning, and hopefully I'll repeat that again. If I don't, you'll have to remind me.
I'll remind you.
But our virtual programs all have phone-in options. So if you want to participate in a program and you don't have a smartphone or you don't have a computer, there are call-in options as well. So you can call and listen, and you won't be able to see everything on the screen, but you can still hear the information or participate in the conversation. So I want to make sure people are aware of that.
And even for people with the technology who may just not want to use it or not want to be seen on camera, that would be me. It's a good the call-in option is still a good option.
It's still a good option. And also, if you want to participate with your technology and you don't want to be seen on screen, we will teach you how to turn your video off if you'd like to. We don't make you show your face. We would love to see you, but we don't make you. I think people, though, I've noticed as we've gone on, more and more people turn their cameras on, and they're less and less concerned about being seen on video than they were, 6 months ago.
And I think people want to see each other. Back to that loneliness, isolation thing, seeing each other.
It's nice to see people. But if you don't have the technology, we still want you to participate. So we do have our VIA Health series coming up September 4th. They're going to talk about PTSD and suicide indicators, response, and prevention. So not necessarily the most fun topic, but something that's really important, I think, for people to understand. And if you have experienced being around someone with PTSD, it can be a very challenging experience for the person that has it, but also for the person that's with them. And maybe this gives you some understanding of what that person is going through. And PTSD can be from so many different events, because what is traumatic for one person is very different for what's traumatic for another person. So those things can range from just huge things. I've seen a lot of people that have, feel like they're suffering from PTSD from the COVID-19 response and the experience that they've had with that. It's definitely something that triggers a lot of anxiety for people. So, that's something we want people to really understand. You relate PTSD a lot of times to people who have been in the military, which that is definitely an issue for a lot of people who have served, especially if they've served in some form of combat. But people can also experience PTSD from a significant loss of a loved one, or from a violent encounter maybe that they've experienced, or there's so many different things that can trigger that. So it's really a good thing for people, because you probably have encountered someone with PTSD and maybe not even known it. And so this program will kind of explain some of the things maybe you've seen that didn't quite make sense, and how to react to those things and how to work with those people.
And this program is also for professional caregivers.
It is for professionals, it is for caregivers, it is for anyone who is interested in learning more about the topic. And we will be posting, I don't have the dates, but this program is actually going to be offered several times in the month of September, not just through the Senior Center. So if people are not able to attend on September the 4th, there'll be some other dates and we can get those for you as well. They also have a call-in option. So if you want to listen to their presentation, as opposed to logging in on the computer, we can get that information for you. We are doing our advanced care planning workshops virtually now. We are doing those once a month. The next one's September the 10th at 1:30. Hospice is still partnering with us to do those. And we are making arrangements to get the notarizations done if people need to have their documents notarized once they filled out. It's a little bit trickier of a process these days, but we are working to make sure that they get those done. And September 23rd, we're going to be doing Medicare 101. And, we do those periodically throughout the year. We've done most of them in person, but we are doing some virtual ones now. So if you're turning 65, or you've recently turned 65, or you just want to know some more about Medicare and how it works, that'll be September the 23rd at 10 a.m. So we'll be offering some information. Now, those are programs that you need to sign up for. We don't have a lot of programs you have to sign up ahead of time, but those are ones, and you can call us at the Senior Center, 758-2883, or you can visit our website, and the registration links are there for those as well. And if you're on our email list, the registration links come out in the emails usually a week or so before the events.
So just click on the link and it'll take you right there.
And it'll direct you there. We've tried to make everything as simple as possible. So we have some other ones that you don't have to register for. And that's yoga. One of those is yoga. We do it Tuesday and Fridays at 1 o'clock. The links are on our website. They're on our Facebook page. They are pretty much anywhere you want to click, we can get you to those. And we are now working to broadcast our yoga on Facebook Live as well. So when we don't have technical issues, sometimes trying to work technology in 2 or 3 different platforms at one time is a little bit complicated, especially when I am the IT department for the Senior Center as well. So I'm not the best at some of that. So we are trying to get that where it'll broadcast live on Facebook, so you can watch it there, or you can go back and watch it later. We do our Zoom coffee chats every Friday at 9. And this is where we're going to be highlighting some really special programs in September for Senior Center Month. So we are going to have some fall prevention programs, because not only is September National Senior Center Month, it's also National Fall Prevention Awareness Week. So we're going to be doing some programs highlighting that. We're going to have a program highlighting our public library and what they are doing to survive this pandemic. They have some really good services in place for people, and they're going to come and talk to us about that, and a few other special things that are going to be coming up in the month of September on our Friday chats. And this is a great time just to learn about some things that are going on in the community, things that are going on in the Senior Center, and just to touch base and check in with people, so you can kind of do that.
If people want to like a preview of what's coming up in this Friday's chat, do you preview the topic on Facebook or somewhere?
The topic is always previewed at least the week of. So we'll start announcing who the speaker's going to be, and that'll come out. That's on Facebook. It goes out in our emails as well, who's going to be there. There are a few that are already highlighted for September because they're kind of confirmed and ready to go, and we know for sure what we're going to do. So, but that information is always on Facebook, and it comes out in our email as well.
And you could probably just call and ask. If
you can call and ask, yes.
If you really want to know. So for people like me who aren't great with Zoom, you're going to help them,
yes.
right?
We've been doing Zoom coaching pretty much since the beginning of this, and that is essentially just a one-on-one session with me or another staff person to kind of walk you through how it works, what to do. We'll send you a link. It'll just be you, and then we'll go through the little features, the different things, show you where everything is, and try to help you through that. So we are definitely doing that for people. If they want to try to use it and they're nervous about it, we'll definitely help with that.
And I would say to people, try and try again.
Yes.
Don't give up on that first try.
We have tried to make our process as simple as we can. We try to send out just the links, so you just need to click on the link and then it'll walk you through setting up your audio if you want to use your computer or your phone, or we try to make it as simple as possible. But if you have questions about it, we're definitely there for help. And I have got on the phone and walked people through logging into the program as we're getting ready to start it. So we will, make sure that you can get access to the program if you'd like to do that.
And there are other things. You're also doing support groups.
Yes. So the Caldwell Partnership for Life's Journey is a partnership between hospice and Via Health and the Alzheimer's Association and the Hickory Falls, the Cancer Center. A lot of different groups in the county have representatives that serve on this, and we host a monthly support group that meets at the Senior Center during normal times. But we haven't been able to meet regularly, and we are going to be doing those meetings virtually. So starting in September, they're going to meet the first Wednesday of every month at 1 o'clock via Zoom, and that link again is on our website. You don't have to sign up, you don't have to register. And the format for that has always been, we have a speaker who is presenting on a topic that relates to caregivers. For September, it's a dementia panel that's going to answer questions. I'm not sure what that topic will be yet in October, but it changes. Every month we pick someone who has experience in something that we think is going to be beneficial to caregivers, and that gives you some time to hear from them, ask questions. And then we have a session where you can just talk and kind of go over if you have concerns, issues, you just need somebody to talk to that we do. So that's going to start in September, and it'll be monthly until we feel like it's safe to start having those back in person.
And as you mentioned earlier in the show, people can call in if they're not comfortable
Absolutely.
Or don't have the technology.
They can call in, yes. And if they want to contact us at the Senior Center, we will get them the call-in information so that they can call in. And this is also one of the things we talked about earlier. I think our caregiver support group may be something we continue to offer a virtual option. I think we will likely go back to an in-person support group, but we may also continue to offer the virtual support group, because there are people who need support who are not able to leave the person they're caring for. So we do want to be able to offer that to them. So I think that's one thing we may see that stays even once we return to new normal. But I think that's something we might continue to do.
Another way you're reaching out is social media. We've mentioned it several times, but you have a lot going on your social media page. If you don't follow Senior Center on social media, do it now.
Please do. We try really, really hard to engage with people, and social media is one of the easiest and most effective ways to do that. Really, we reach a lot of people through our social media, and so we do want you definitely to follow us. We do Travel Tuesday every week since we've closed, and we're going to continue to keep doing that. It has been a lot of fun, and you can get the Travel Tuesday through Facebook or through email. We've been to Memphis, we've been spelunking, we've been to some ice caves, we have been to I can't even remember we went to Amsterdam, we've been to, I think, Egypt. I honestly can't remember if we went to Australia or if we're going to Australia soon. But it's just been a lot of fun, and you get to discover some places maybe you haven't thought about. It's been fun. We went to Memphis for Elvis Week.
Of course.
So, everybody that knows me that comes to the Senior Center knows I'm a huge Elvis fan. So, I'm also a huge barbecue fan. So, Memphis is one of my favorite places. So, we try to have some fun, do something that's lighthearted, and also that you might learn something about a place you didn't know. So, Wellness Wednesday, we do an email and a Facebook post every Wednesday on different wellness topics. So we have some exercise videos, different things going on that may be helpful to you. And we look at, physical, spiritual, mental wellness. We kind of want to cover all the different areas. So maybe there's something for everybody. I know not everybody wants to exercise necessarily, but wellness is important to all of us, whether that's through nutrition or exercise or, social, spiritual. So we try to cover a little bit of something every time. Again, Facebook's the fastest way to get our updates or to get on our email list. But we have something really new and exciting. We are also now on YouTube. We have not had a YouTube channel. We do now have a YouTube channel, and if you go there and you don't see a lot of content, be really patient because we're getting that on there right now. We're working to get some new content on there. But we will be posting our Zoom classes on YouTube so that if you miss it, you're not able to go on there. We'll be trying to get those on there. Our yoga classes are on there, so you'll be able to do that. And if you just go to YouTube and search for Caldwell Senior Center, you will actually find us. We pop right up right after our shows that we do here.
Awesome.
So you'll be able to see these shows on YouTube, and then you can come and find us as well and what we're doing.
And it's a great way if you miss one of those yoga classes, yes, or if you're like me and you're at work and probably shouldn't be stretching while you're working, it's a great way to pop in and do it.
We're only currently able to offer those twice a week, and maybe you want to do yoga every day. So you can go watch the ones that are your favorite. We're going to be uploading some other exercise things and some other things on there. But like I said, we've tried to figure out ways that we can reach everyone, and one of the things we have been told is that, maybe 1 o'clock's not a good time for me. So we want to make sure that you can go back and get that content and that information. So the YouTube channel is brand new. We've just started uploading videos to that, so that's going to continue to grow, so make sure you check back frequently. But it's something we're excited about, and I think it's going to be a big hit.
And this is something I see going on well after we're in our new normal, yep, and COVID is over, because mm-hmm, you have so many great programs, mm-hmm, that it's a great way to share it with a broader community.
Yes, and we want to make sure, we do realize that not everybody can attend a program at a certain time on a certain day, so we want to try to be able to get that content to people, in whatever format works for them. So, hopefully our goal is that you can go on Facebook and you can rewatch it, or you can go to YouTube and you can find it there. There'll be different ways that you can go back and see that information.
Speaking of important information, Medicare enrollment is almost upon us.
Almost upon us. We've never stopped doing Medicare. We have not stopped doing Medicare at all. It does look different. It's probably going to continue to look different. Unfortunately, I don't think we know exactly how it's going to look the entire open enrollment period, but open enrollment starts October the 15th and goes through December 7th. And as of right now, there are no changes being made to that we are aware of. I guess that could change at any point. But so people are still only going to have that one chance to make changes to their prescription drug plans if they need to make those changes. We are still going to be helping with that, but it's probably going to be largely over the phone. We are trying to work out some ways to do a few things if people can't do it over the phone, or if we need to. You can, for most people who have done open enrollment with us, they know there's a purple form that you have to fill out to get an appointment. You're still going to have an appointment, even if it's over the phone, because we only have a limited number of counselors and a limited number of slots. So you can pick up those forms anytime. You can get those now. You can call us. We can get them to you in the mail or email, or you can come by and pick those up. We have them there and get them turned back in, and we're going to start scheduling our appointments. Probably mid to late September, we'll start scheduling, and we will, get you taken care of, but we're going to need you to get your information back in pretty quickly because it's probably going to fill up pretty fast this year. We filled up last year completely and we weren't able to take any more people, so we want to make sure we get as many people scheduled and in as we can. But we are still going to be doing it. So go ahead and start getting your forms. If you want to come by, just come by and pick those up. We have them. Somebody is at the Senior Center every day from 8 to 4. So you can ring the bell and we'll get those for you. And while you're there, you can pick up puzzle packets or jigsaw puzzles or anything else you want to do to try to keep busy. And we're still doing the Medicare Extra Help applications as well. So if you feel like you may qualify for extra help to lower the cost of your prescription drugs or your premiums, we can work with you to do those as well.
So the takeaway right now is pick up your purple forms.
Pick up your purple forms and get those turned back into us, because those, last year our slots filled up by about the second week of November. So we were completely full by about the second week in November. So we want to get those turned in early so we can get you scheduled and make sure we can get those done.
During open enrollment, it's a really good time to do a checkup.
Absolutely.
So
every year, the prescription drug plans change. Their formularies change, their premiums change, their coverage changes. They don't get to make changes all the time, so those things happen. You may be very, very happy with your plan, and that's wonderful, but you want to make sure that you know those changes. So there are multiple ways you can do that. Every plan will send you changes. If there are going to be changes, you will get something in the mail from them that says your premium's going to be whatever it's going to be next year, if there's changes to the coverage. You need to pay really close attention to that, or you can come and let us look at it and we will go over it and tell you which plan is going to be the best plan for you. And we're very unbiased. We don't work for any particular company. We don't get any funding from any particular company. We receive a grant to do this program from the Department of Insurance. It doesn't impact us what plan you're on, so we just want to save you the most money we can save. We want to make sure that you are getting the medicines you need for the best cost. Mm-hmm. That's really our goal, and we will go over that with you. And we tell people every year, nope, this plan's great, stay right where you're at, you don't need to do anything. But it's a good time to check, because you never know. Last year there was a plan that people had been on for a long time, and the premium went up, like tripled. And so that was a big shock for people when they found out that was going to that premium was going to increase. And so you have to kind of make sure that it's still the best plan for you. So we always try to look at those changes and make sure that we keep you where you need to be. Most people can only change once a year. There are some provisions for some things that you can change throughout the year, but for most people you can only change one time a year. So it's really important to look at it and make sure you're comfortable where you're at and that that's going to be the best plan for you.
So even if you're not new to Medicare,
right?
Again, pick up your purple forms.
Yep. A lot of people that we see during open enrollment, we have been working with for years. They come back every year and let us look at it and see. And we have been really successful for a number of years. Each year we have actually saved over $1 million for residents in the county. So it's a good thing to come and check, because we may be able to find something that works a little bit better for you.
All right, so I know we'll talk more about open enrollment as we get closer.
That's right.
But there are other things coming up at the Senior Center.
Yep. So we talked a little bit about it already, but we are getting all our exercise classes on Facebook Live so that you can watch them there. You won't even have to sign in or register or anything like that. Also, so that you can go back and watch them later. We are going to be adding some exercise, some aerobics and strength training classes to our YouTube page. And we're also working right now, that's one reason I'm taking the class that I'm taking, to be able to offer some virtual Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention. So we're going to be working toward that. And we have a whole slew of health and wellness programs that are going to be coming. are trying to focus. We usually do a health fair in September for Senior Center Month, and that's not something we're able to do. So we really are trying to focus on some health and wellness initiatives that are going to be coming through September. And there will be things that are not on here. There will be things that are not in our newsletter. And so it's really important to check the Facebook page, check the email, or listen to the messages that come from the Senior Center, because we also have our automated calls that are coming out, and it will be one of us, either Ingrid or myself, doing the messages, and we will be telling you about different programs and things that are coming up.
So really pay attention to things, calls from the Senior Center.
Yes. And in October, we are going to be having bingo. It is not solely virtual bingo. It is, I'll tease it just a little bit, but you will be able to get the numbers in multiple ways. They will be on Facebook and posted there, but they'll also be posted at the Senior Center. You'll be able to call and get the numbers. They'll be posted in several different things. So we're going to do a new take on bingo. So be looking for that to come in October, and we'll have some more details on that when we come back.
Okay, that's exciting because it reminds me of McDonald's Monopoly. That's what comes to my mind as you're talking. So, and you don't have to buy a Big Mac to get this.
No, you don't have to buy anything.
You don't have to buy anything.
You don't have to buy anything. You're just going to have to get your card. We'll have multiple ways you can get your card. So you'll be able to play bingo with us, and again, we have some prizes coming. So we've been working, we've actually had a lot of support from the community in getting us prizes and donating prizes. So that's been a really good thing. So our community wants to reach out to our seniors as well. So we'll have some good prizes coming for that too.
And that leads us, I feel like our community is always very supportive of the Senior Center.
Yes, absolutely.
And for them, this looks a little different. So I am sure people who normally do programs at the Senior Center miss Senior Center participants, but the staff really does.
Yes, we do. And the community, we have always been supported by the community. Our Senior Center would not be successful without the businesses and organizations in our community, and we have great partnerships with so many different organizations, and I won't try to name them all because I'll miss somebody and I won't mean to, but they have always partnered with us, and they have been very willing to jump on board and do these virtual programs and do some things that look a little bit different and try to figure out new ways to reach people. So they do miss coming. They tell me that every time we talk to somebody, they talk about how much they miss coming, but we definitely miss people coming. So we really do.
But you're still there.
We're still there.
You're there virtually. You're there by phone.
That's right.
People stop by. They can ring the doorbell. You're there.
Yes, just make sure you wear a mask. We do ask that you wear a mask if you're going to ring the doorbell, and if you can't wear a mask or don't have one for some reason, call us and we will help you get a mask if you need one.
Okay. April, we've talked about a lot of stuff today.
Yes.
Is there anything we've left out?
I hope not. If we have, it will be on your email and our Facebook page.
If somebody wants to get in contact with the Senior Center, give us your phone number and your web address one more time.
So the phone number is 758-2883. And so again, somebody's there from 8 to 4 every day. A lot of times it's only one person. So if you don't get somebody, please leave a message and we'll call you back, because sometimes you get tied up with somebody and you can't answer. We have 3 lines coming in and 1 person answering, so sometimes that's tricky. Our web address is caldwellseniorcenter.org, and so we have posted the links to our virtual events on the home page, so that's going to be on the very first page. You're not going to have to dig through the website to find them. They're right there listed, and you just click the link to get into the programs.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for all you're doing for seniors in our community,
Thank you.
April. And thank you for watching Caldwell County Today.